Yo, yo, yo. What up, y'all?
What's up?
We'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of Brown and Orange Weekly. I'm your co-host, Clarence Wilson. And with me, as always, is the man, that dude, my guy, Dean Samples.
Clarence,
Dean,
how
what's
are you
shaking?
doing, man? How
I've
are you?
had a, I've had, I've had better weeks. I've had worse weeks, but
Could be
uh,
better, could be worse.
yeah, the gambling I didn't do quite as well this week as last week. I will say that much.
Same here, man. I started off hot and it's been cold lately. It's been cold.
I think the only
Sorry
thing I
about
hit is
last week, guys. We recorded a great episode, and unfortunately, something happened where I don't know what happened, to be honest with you, but we weren't able to open it up. So we do apologize for missing an episode last week. We promised you it was there. We had a good one for you guys, but something went wrong. So I apologize. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. But today, what we got in
today.
store for the people today?
Today, for y'all people, we are going to go over we're going to go over the Browns free agents. We're going to play a little game of stay or go.
Stay or go. We're also going to talk about who the Browns have interviewed thus far for the vacant defensive coordinator position. There have been a few. Just read some reports that were just released momentarily that we could already have an idea who that person might be. We'll get into that as well. But let's get right into it, man. Let's play this game. I've
Dive
been
in.
waiting for it.
Let's dive in. We're on a spot track. That's what we're using. Um, we're going to start off with a name that we pretty much have an idea of what's going to go down with him. But let's jump in. Kareem Hunt. Uh, rough season for Kareem. He had 123 attempts for 468 yards with 3.8 average, three touchdowns, only 27 and a half yards a game. It didn't seem like Stefanski knew how to use the dude at all this year.
It's just
Also, as far
mind-boggling.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Also, he had 35 receptions on 44 targets for only 210 yards. Like I thought at the beginning of the season, because of our lack of depth in the receiving core, that him coming out of the backfield or maybe even him lining up in the slot would be an option. Didn't turn out that way.
No.
Um, I think the writing is on the wall. He knows he can go somewhere and be a featured back.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And even though this is a down season statistically, it doesn't hurt his market value at all. I don't think people
Mm.
know who he is and what he can bring to the table. So, as much as I love Kareem, he wanted to be here. Obviously, that is not in the Browns' plans, unfortunately. Uh,
Yeah.
as much as I want him to stay, I know he's going to go.
There's a reason they drafted Derek Felton 2 years ago and then brought in Jerome Ford this year. And we still have De'Aaron Johnson, who is a free agent as well. We will get to him. But I think the writing is on the wall. He's not going to be here next year. He'll probably go somewhere like the Dolphins and have a bounce back year and kill it.
I would. He would work well in Miami's offense. They have so many backs in Miami, though.
Yeah. But they don't have that one
They
featured
don't.
cat.
Neither does Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine him on Buffalo?
I'd rather not.
That offense is already explosive. If they can get a guy like Kareem Hunt, man, that's all they're really missing.
I prefer to see him go to the NFC, to be quite frank.
Yeah, let's not. He's trying to think where he could fit in on an NFC side. Arizona,
Rams.
Rams.
I
Even though
mean,
Kenneth Walker, the rookie's looking like a beast over in Seattle.
yeah,
Denver? Well, no, Denver's AFC.
keep him far away from the AFC.
Yeah.
I mean, those are just a few spots he could land, and I think we know. Like I said, the Browns have been planning on this for a while. That's why they didn't extend him. So he's gone. Kareem, thank you for your service. We love you.
Your hometown boy, we always love you.
Yeah, you wanted to be here.
We know.
It is. Yeah.
And if I
Um,
see any Cream Hunt slander from you Browns fans, I swear he did nothing wrong. This all
nothing.
falls on Stefanski.
Exactly. Another guy that we probably won't see back next year. He pretty much already said he's out the door. Is Davian Clowney. Um,
That boy can kick
underwhelming.
rocks, pump pebbles, bicycle kick bricks. I don't care what he does. Be gone, man.
Underwhelming season for him. He had
2 sacks, I think.
28 total tackles, 2 sacks, two.
Compared to what, his 9 last year?
Yeah. Obviously, I did read that he apologized to Miles Garrett and all that. So, but
Oh, he did?
it's clear. Yeah, I did read that he reached out to Miles and apologized. But I mean, it's pretty clear he's not coming back. Another underwhelming season. He was a guy that AB loved and chased to come here.
I was pumped when he came here.
Yeah.
Having him and Miles on each side, man, you thought, man, how do you stop that? But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, it didn't work out as well as we thought. He was banged up a lot as well.
Yep. I wonder
But
how much of that. I wonder how much of his poor season had to do with our lack of production coming out of the DTs and the linebacker spots as well. I mean, granted he was hurt, but you know,
who knows?
I, I don't know.
After I think after that interview was released to the public, and he was sent home from practice the following day and a healthy scratch for the season finale, it was clear he gone.
Why the hell would you say some wild ass shit like that? Like I don't understand. Like,
He said some shit.
right?
Hold back. I feel like that's something you say at the end of the season, but at the
Yeah, not
same
before the
time,
last game.
considering how this season's gone, I kind of don't blame him. But like Miles said, we want volunteers, not, you know what I'm saying? We want people that want to be here.
Yeah, we want volunteers, not hostages. Quoting,
Yeah.
and I'll say it. I'll say the great Mike Tomlin because you know what? I hate the Steelers, but they are competitive every single damn year.
Every year. And you got to give credit to where it's due. Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin is it hurts me to say this. He's a damn good coach.
yeah. I take him here in a second. In a second. Steelers, go ahead and let him go. Please let him go.
Kind of, that's a lot of the reason why I wanted Flores, man. He came from
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. He's got to taste how they run things. Maybe bring some of
Mhm.
that over here, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Nah. So Clowney's gone. Another one. This is a little bittersweet. Jacoby Brissett. I don't see him coming back because I think he played well enough to earn another shot as a bridge QB somewhere else. It would be nice, but I think he's going. I think he's ghost.
I think he comes back.
You think?
He played his ass off, and I think he does get a fair shot. He deserves a fair shot somewhere. Um, I just think him and Watson can build a good chemistry. I like how they bring him in on the fourth short just to kind of throw
Hate
the
it.
defense off, and
I
it
hate it.
works.
I hate it.
Hate it?
We paid $230 million for that cat to come here, man. He needs to be out there. There's nothing that Jacoby does better than Deshaun Watson.
I think
Nothing.
I think the only reason why I like it is because he won me over.
Yeah,
Just the way he handles himself. He's a professional. Um, Dude's just a stand-up guy. He won me over. I didn't know he was that type of dude. I like, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew of him and just the basics, but when he came here and like the spotlight's on him, Dude's a good dude and a great teammate, and you
Absolutely.
want those type of people in your locker room. So if we
Absolutely.
can find a way to bring him back, I think that'd be great, dude. I love Jacoby, and if he doesn't, I will always have love for that dude. He won me over. Flowers to you, sir.
Absolutely. But I think he's gone. I think he played well enough that somewhere is going to need some kind of bridge QB, and they're going to be like, you know what?
You
Cat
gotta.
played pretty well.
Where can you see him being a good bridge quarterback at? Houston
Houston's. I mean, they're going to have the number 2 pick, so they're probably going to take.
and a new head coach.
Yeah, and I doubt. I mean, I doubt very seriously that Chicago goes QB at 1 unless they decide to get rid of Field. So I think Houston's going to have their choice of C.J. Stroud, who just declared today, and Bryce Young. So I think that Houston's going to have their pick of the litter of QBs. So I mean, I just
I just
don't
have a
see
feeling
it.
that Houston's gonna find a way to fuck all that up.
Oh, I love what Lovey did. That was awesome.
Oh yeah,
That was
that's like
phenomenal.
he knew what was gonna happen. He just did like a big fu.
Yep, that was awesome. Um,
Lovey used to be the Bears coach too.
yeah, yep,
A little alley oop to the Bears.
right. um, Here's a guy that I quite honestly would like to see come back. I'd like to see him have a full season here. Deion Jones,
Yes,
inside linebacker. He was brought in here. What?
it was around midseason.
Yeah, he had. Let's see. Deion Jones played 11 games on the season. 44 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 3 passes defended, 1 pick. Um, he fits, I guess, more of the kind of guy that I want to see them bring in here at linebacker. Not the biggest dude. He's still a little on the small end, but he seemed to play hard when I watched him out there.
Yeah, and
Which
and in the locker room, from what I heard, he was
Mhm.
a good leader. Which when he came in that trade was when we were talking about who the hell is the leader of this defense.
Yes,
Like we need a veteran to lead because unfortunately Miles doesn't always tend to fill that role.
yeah,
Maybe he's just not comfortable being that type of dude. He's very soft spoken. Um, but reports as soon as he got here, Deion Jones made an immediate impact in that locker room on the defensive side. So I would love to see him come back. Um, if the price is right,
yeah, exactly.
he is a Pro Bowl linebacker. Who knows what he's asking for? The market's crazy for every damn position nowadays.
Yes, I'd like to see him do back. That's just me, but um, I'm also at a point where we need guys that are big and aren't going to get pushed around the field. He might not fit that mold, but he seemed to make he seemed to have some impact.
Yeah,
So, sticking with the linebackers, Anthony Walker.
I like Anthony
Um,
Walker. I if he can stay healthy, I mean, he's been pretty much injured this whole time here.
People say that the defense changed when he went down in week 3, I believe it was. Now, I will say this. I will say this. Um, Him going down definitely hurt.
That was a big blow.
Yes, but as we've discussed several times on this podcast, first 3 opponents didn't try and run the ball really against the Browns. So the teams after that, I believe game 4 was Atlanta, and what they do, run it like 16 straight times or some wild shit like that. Like put up 200 over 200 yards. Like so, again, I like Walker. Um, Honestly, I think the Browns will go in a different direction. That's just my personal thought. I think they realize now that they need some help. on that in the middle of that defense behind the DTs.
Desperately. This is what, like the second or third year in a row where the linebacker position has been plagued
Yes.
with injuries. Um, and it's been a huge issue for us.
Mm-hmm.
We have another linebacker going to be a free agent too, Jordan Kunasik. I don't. Do you see him coming back?
No.
Kunasik? Am I even saying that right? Jordan Kunasik? Obviously, I didn't see enough of him to even recognize
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see him. I don't see him
Okay,
coming back.
bye.
I honestly feel like the linebacker room is JOK, and then they're going to try and rebuild that. Like I said, hopefully they keep Deion Jones around. I do like him, but I think everybody else
Do you
is
think we'll
gone.
rebuild by bringing in another like JOK like hybrid linebacker, or do
I
you want
hope
to see
not.
a traditional stocky big ass linebacker who's just going to knock your
I
head off?
want to see a 245-pound thumper back there.
Yeah, we need that.
Yeah, I want to see a thumper. Like that's they need somebody who all our guys can cover. You know, they're fast, but in the run game they get pushed around.
Yeah,
We
I
need somebody.
want a linebacker who, if you're going to try to run out the middle, he's just going to come wreck your shit, clean your
Yeah,
clock.
yes, we need a thumper. Speaking of the middle of our defense, Taven Bryan show flashes every now and again, but I don't I don't see him back.
If we
Um,
do bring him back, I think we can get him for a really good price. Um, yeah, but I don't. I agree though. I don't see them bringing him back.
no, I feel like he is. If they do bring him back, he is part of the depth. Not going to be a guy who's counted on every game to play and play well, which is what I think we did a lot this year with our poor DT room. So if he comes back, he's a depth guy. Honestly, though, I'm 50-50 on whether the Browns actually bring him back.
I'm leaning towards no.
I can dig it. Um, Tackle Chris Hubbard.
Same. Like we've seen flashes. We've seen a lot of bad. Um, with I do see Chris returning.
You do.
I do, and it's not going to be for crazy money either. I don't know why I feel that way. I just have a hunch that we will bring him back.
I mean, I could see it again. Another
For
depth
depth,
piece.
purely
Yeah,
depth.
yeah. Um, but he's not a needle mover. So, but again, I can see them bringing him back for depth. That's where I see him at. Here's an interesting name that I don't see coming back most likely, but when we got him, there was I thought we'd found something. Cornerback Greedy Williams.
We got a couple cornerbacks on this list. Greedy, no, he's not going to be back. If he is, I'm going to be shocked and I might be upset.
You know what? I remember that when when Dorsey drafted him, I remember the phone call they had, and they said, we're going to draft you. We heard, tackling is one of the things you don't do well. You're going to have to come here and tackle." And everybody laughed, and it was ha ha kiki. And here we are, years later, and he still really can't tackle.
Nor can he stay healthy enough to stay on the field for a full season.
That as well.
Uh,
Um,
did I wish things would have worked out? Did I have high hopes? Absolutely. But I've lost faith in him. It's time to move on. Plain and simple.
I think it's a whole secondary because speaking with the secondary, Ronnie Harrison is also a free agent. And I thought after, I believe it was 2 years ago where he was making plays all over the field. I thought he was going to be a key piece of this defense. Now I feel like if he's on the field, his name isn't getting called a whole hell of a lot. And that seemed to be a lot of guys on our defense, but I feel like he's another guy who's not going to be back.
Most of the time when we did hear him, it was for probably a penalty.
Yes.
Um, he has an attitude problem, I've noticed. I kind of want to say that, and I could be totally wrong. Just the vibe that I get from him, and I feel like he may be a somewhat of a cancer to the defensive locker room. I just, like I said, the attitude and just the way he carries himself. Um, I had high hopes for him when he came in here. Like you said, when he first got here, he made some big plays. I was like, damn, we got a good one here.
Mm-hmm.
And that slowly just went away. And yeah, I I think it's best for both sides just part ways on this one.
True. I tend to agree
I
with
don't
you
think
on
he
that.
wants to be here anyways anymore.
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of guys in that defensive secondary need to reevaluate the way they played this year. As I've said many times, uh, yeah, we fired Joe Woods, but I just believe that they tried. He tried probably everything that he possibly could, and we had guys back there doing their own damn thing. So
And I kind of feel the same way about AJ Green, the next guy on the list in the secondary. Um, minus the whole cancer thing. He's too inconsistent for me. Uh,
I feel like they're going to keep this. I feel like they're going to
you think
keep
they're gonna
AJ.
keep? You think they're gonna keep AJ
I feel like they're going to keep AJ Green. Another piece
for depth?
for depth. Yeah, another depth piece, and he's a guy as well who flashed here and there. But he also didn't get a lot. He didn't get the tick that because we have Ward who was also injured a lot, but between Ward and Newsome and I feel like he's a guy that they will keep absolutely for depth. That's just my thoughts. They could rebuild that entire secondary, but I feel like AJ Green, he's on a reasonable enough contract. He's only 24. So I think he's a guy that they could bring back just as a depth piece.
I can see that.
Back to the offensive side of the ball. This is something when we discussed earlier about Kareem, but Dearness. Dearness is unrestricted. Um,
Stay.
do you think that with what they've invested in the running back position in the draft over the last couple of years, do you think that they're gonna bring him back? I just feel like he's ghost. I feel like they're gonna let him walk, and they're gonna use Felton, and they're gonna use Ford.
You think so?
I feel like Dearness Johnson is a guy who could be a starting running back in this league,
Oh, absolutely.
and
We could
I bet
retain him
you
for cheap, I think.
see. I bet you if somebody swoops in and offers him a nice chunk of change, I don't think our analytics department is gonna stick with that. Especially like I said, when they've used picks on running backs in the last 2 years. That's my thoughts.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see him back. I would love to see him back. I just think the Browns are going to let him walk because they're going to be like Jerome Ford, Felton. Y'all are going to be taking these secondary running back snaps.
Now, this next person, I have high hopes, and I want to know your input on this one. Center Ethan Pocic.
Got to bring him back.
You got to, man.
Gotta
I'm so
bring
glad you said that because if you were to said no, we'd have been fighting.
him.
No,
Is
the dude had a phenomenal year considering what had happened to start the year off. He filled in some shoes, stepped in, and played outstanding in my opinion. And from what I read too, he wants an opportunity with his second year in Cleveland. So
yeah, I'm in on on Posick.
And it just seems like just like the linebacker position in the middle on defense, the center position has kind of plagued us on the other side of the ball as well for the past few years. Our center's constantly getting banged up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be great to bring him back. You got to.
I think he comes back. I think he's proven he has value to the Browns.
But at what price though? That's my only fear. Like I
That's
wouldn't be mad if they opened the checkbook up a little bit for him, but don't overpay. That's
so
maybe treat him kind of like how they did Wyatt Teller. Give him another 1 year. If he
according to Spot Track, his market value is about 7.2 million a year, which I don't see as nuts. I mean,
can we bring it down to 5?
that'd be nice. That would be nice,
I
but
think it's like a $5-6 million range. No,
yeah, I think he's coming back. I think they bring him back.
you got to.
Here's a guy. Here's a guy who, quite honestly, I thought kind of stunk, but when he was able to get on the field, he looked pretty solid this year until, of course, like every other linebacker that we had, got hurt. Sione Takitaki.
Man,
He, he is recovering from a torn ACL and will probably miss the beginning of next season. But when our linebackers went down and he came in, that man popped.
did.
That man popped.
And what I was, if you would have asked me this question beginning going into this season, this past season, I probably would have told you he can go. I I kind of lost faith with him going into the season, kind of like Greedy Williams. He has made a huge stride this season, I feel like, and the coaches have praised him too. I think, I think bring him back. I would like to bring Taki back.
Me too. Not that he's another guy who,
He's
he
hurt a lot.
he's hurt, but he's more along the lines of he's 6'1", 238, or 6'1", 240. That's the kind of size guy we're looking for, and he's got some speed. I would like to see this dude back. Third on the team in tackles with 71 tackles on the year, 1 sack, four tackles for loss, one forced fumble. I would not mind, and this is in 12 games. So I would not mind seeing this dude back. Obviously, the injury is not a good thing, but
No, would you do like a 1 year deal,
yeah,
1 2 year deal? I don't think you do anything more than that.
yeah. I'm in that
With
camp. Yeah,
players like Taki, I like the 1 year deals just to kind of see if he can be consistent and show strides of continuing to grow. Then make that decision if you want to open up the checkbook and sign him a long term. But
exactly.
I think give him like a 1 year deal and that'd be perfect.
I'm in agreement. I'm in absolute agreement. Um, the rest of these names on this list, I don't see any way in hell any of these people are coming back.
Like Jesse James, Pharaoh Brown, both tight ends, they're gone.
Gone.
We'll draft another tight end. I guarantee it. We're gonna take a tight end.
Exactly. Wino, Chase Winovich.
I'd like to bring him back.
You know what?
Depth for depth.
I like him. He is a personality. He's another depth guy. He's a guy that also, had a couple plays this year, but he was hurt.
Yeah.
Seemed like all damn year. I mean, I wouldn't doubt if the Browns brought him back. Michael Dunn.
Especially
Now,
if you're trading for him.
yeah. Michael Dunn. You know what? I'm gonna look. Is Dunn is he an AB guy? AB draft him. Let me see.
I want to say yes.
Because we know if AB drafted him, then there's a good chance that he's coming back because they don't let nobody get a they don't let none of their draft picks go.
While you're looking that up, like I don't see Thomas Graham Jr. coming back.
Mhm.
Chris Odom, Ben Still, none of those dudes. Stephen Weatherly, unless they bring him back and sign him to like the practice squad and just use a few of those guys for depth. That's about it. That's really all that's left is a bunch of at this point down this list is just depth guys possibly. Nobody's
Yeah.
really going to be a starter or a needle mover in this league, but
So I don't think he was anywhere near AB because he was signed by the Rams as an undrafted free agent in 2017. Um, Looks like he spent a lot of time with the Rams. He was in Jacksonville. He was with the Dolphins. Um, yeah. So I was just looking to see if he had any connection from Andrew Berry's stops anywhere else, and that doesn't seem to be the case. So he's ghost. Uh, Same with Chris Odom, um, Thomas Graham Jr., and it's Ben Still.
yeah.
So hopefully, hopefully the Browns bring back a few of the guys that we discussed that we'd like to see back. Um,
Damn, I just looked at the score of this Buccaneers Cowboys game.
yeah, I've got it on. This is why I did not touch this game gambling because you have no idea who the hell was going to show up on either team.
I was talking to Mike from the Power Driver podcast yesterday about this. Regular season LeBron and regular season Tom Brady are almost the same people. And then you got playoff Bron and playoff Brady. They're damn near the same person too. Like they're just playoff Brady's just a different animal. I'm not counting them out at all. But I wasn't expecting 18-0 at halftime.
Yeah, and that's I know the Dallas Kickers have missed at least two extra points. I've seen him miss two. So, and I'm not sure about that third one. I did not pay attention on that last score. Um, he may have missed. Who knows? Quite honestly, because it was 12-0. Because he missed two extra points, and I'm assuming that. Nah, I'm just gonna guess. I didn't see it, but assuming that on that after that third touchdown, maybe they went for two. Because if he missed a third extra point, he ain't even going to be going back. He's not
No,
going to be on the team next week.
no, you go.
So,
But anyways, this is the
yeah,
Browns podcast. But we love football in general, so
yes,
that's our list of the free agents. Um, I I feel like we'll probably bring back 30% of that list.
yeah, it's not going to be.
Nothing crazy.
I feel like the turnover is going to be fairly heavy, and especially
Whoever.
with the guys we got.
Plus it all, who knows? Things are going to change here shortly. As you guys know, we have a vacant defensive coordinator position, and a search is on. We've interviewed 4 people so far, and from what I've read so far today, we may have found the guy. And I don't know how I feel about it just yet, but you ready to get into this, buddy?
Yeah,
We started off Brian Flores. We all know who Brian Flores is from the Steelers. My personal pick, who I want, was him. I would love to have Brian Flores here, especially if things go south with Stefanski in midseason. I really do feel like if we start off the season, like first 6 games below 500, they may pull the cord or at least turn the burners on that seat. Brian would be a perfect person to take over the role if something does go wrong with Stefanski. Um, I wouldn't mind Jim Schwartz either. Jim Schwartz is another one we interviewed from the Titans. And then we got Denard Wilson from the Eagles. Not too familiar with Denard Wilson, to be honest with you. Um, I'm not sure what his role is with Philly, but I haven't heard much besides the fact that we interviewed him. I'm not sure how that went. The biggest news though is Sean Desai. He is the assistant. He's like the head coach assistant and something with the defense in Seattle. Apparently, it went amazing. The interview today. Today's Monday, and from the reports I've been seeing, things could get wrapped up tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, and Sean Desai could be our next defensive coordinator.
Now that makes you think that they feel like they have no shot at landing Flores is what I would
He
think.
must Flores must have gotten a head coach. Has he been interviewed for a head coaching position anywhere else?
Not that I have seen, but
I was looking at Arizona. He could be a good fit in Arizona.
mhm.
Um, that's the only thing I can think of is one of these teams with a head coaching vacancy has shown interest in him, and that's probably what he wants. I would love to have him as defensive coordinator, though. I think he'd be a great fit here.
I did a little background on Denard Wilson. He is the defensive passing game coordinator. Um, he was defensive backs coach in 2021. In his first season in 2021, he was on the staff that allowed the fifth fewest explosive plays and the eighth fewest passing yards per attempt, the 10th fewest total yards per game in the NFL. Um, I would like that.
Yeah, I would rather have someone who's more specialized in stopping the damn run.
Absolutely. But at this point, though, I feel like we could bring in shit. We I feel like we could bring in uh, Buddy Ryan and some of the great defensive coordinators of the past, but unless we shore up the middle of that line of linebackers, it
Yeah,
don't matter.
that's
It
true.
don't matter.
That's a fact.
I, but
Jared,
yeah,
Jared Mayo backed out of the interview. He said, "No, I'm good, fam. Thanks for
yeah,
the thanks for the thought, though."
yeah. Yeah, I would like to see Flores number one because I think, as you said, if Stefanski tries to play it too smart next year, then we have a head coach in waiting. And also we weaken the Steelers straight up and down, taking a defensive mind from them. Anytime you can hurt the team in your division by taking one of their coaches or players, I'm all for it. Especially
Well,
the damn Steelers.
yeah, I just read right now. Brian Flores is now the co-favorite to be the Cardinals' next head coach,
Yeah,
as well as the Falcons.
yeah, we're not gonna see him.
No, which I get. If he has an opportunity to go be a coach somewhere, so be it. Good for you. You deserve it.
Yeah,
Especially how things went with his last stint in Miami. Um, he deserves another shot.
yeah. I mean, again, I just said 2 minutes ago. I'm excited about the defensive coordinator hire, whoever they bring in, but I'm more concerned about who the hell they're going to bring in as player wise.
Yeah,
Uh,
which we'll dive into next week. Potential
yes,
free agents that we would like to bring in.
yes. We'll dive into that, and then why don't we save the next year's opponents for next week too?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, because we saw the Browns. They did release a schedule, and of course, on social media, all I see is, "Oh man, that's an easy schedule." Oh, right. And we said the same shit last year.
Show the hell did. I think I predicted we were going to go 11-6.
Mm, Yeah. And that was with the schedule that I mean,
11-5.
yeah, we had the AFC East this year, which we didn't, which wasn't much. But this year, next year, we had the NFC West, which just had two teams in the playoffs, and also features the Rams, who were injured all year,
Yep.
and the revamping Arizona Cardinals. So we'll get into that next. We'll get into that next week.
We'll break down the schedule and maybe make some predictions, early predictions.
Nope, I'm not touching it till I see who we got.
I was
Nope.
hoping I'd get it out of you. I don't want to touch it either. I know damn well I'm going to be way off. I just know it in my heart.
I got to see what the Browns do.
I'm not making any predictions until the final roster is set in place.
Yes, I'm in the same boat. I got to see what they do play with personnel. I got to see what they do with this draft, and I got to see who they bring in here to just shore up positions that aren't short up. I thought our secondary was set at the beginning of this year. That was the strength of our squad.
You think, man?
Wrong.
No.
What else you got to tell the people?
That's it, man. Football wise, that's it. But other than that, take care of your mental health. Be good to each other. That's it. Shout out to the Believe in Media, the whole crew. You guys have been working your asses off, putting out amazing content, especially the high school sports. I'm proud to be a member of this team. Go follow all the pods. Go to believeinmediallc.com. Read the articles. Just so much good content out there.
Yes. Follow all our high school reporters as well. I know you and I did some football games, but our high school basketball reporters are out here killing the game.
Killing it.
Yes. Yes.
Shout out to you guys. You guys get the flowers for the week.
Right. Right. Follow them. We retweet their stuff. Give those cats a follow. I'm not local here, so I don't know. I'm local. I live here, but I didn't grow up in the area, so I don't know a lot of the high school powerhouse basketball powerhouse squads. But these guys, they'll get you a little education on this kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Follow these our high school reporters. They are out here smashing it.
And go to Believe in Media's YouTube account. Hit subscribe. Get us to 1,000. Hook us up. If you help us get there, I'm gonna make a tweet out on the Brown and Orange Weekly. If you go to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe, comment on that tweet. When we get to our goal, I'm gonna give away. I don't know. I got some game worn OBJ gloves from the Browns. I'll give those away. I'll think of some other Browns memorabilia. As you guys know, I got front row season tickets next to the tunnel. I got a shit ton of game worn memorabilia. I might just throw a little package together for somebody.
Boom.
Get back to the fans. Head over to Believe in Media YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Help us reach our goal. Like all the content on there. There's a lot of good stuff on there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You want to let the people know?
You know I do.
It's that time. Love y'all, Cleveland. We love y'all.
Got that.
It's that
Y'all
time.
know we got this Langhorne Slaughter joint coming out right now.
Classic.
Y'all know, in the words of the greatest Alabama quarterback of all times,
Whew.
Frederick Kitchens. I looked up his real name last time too, because I kept calling Freddie J. I think his name is Charles Frederick Kitchens, but we'll check on that. But in the words
Charlie Fred
of the immortal greatest Alabama QB of all time, Freddie Kitchens. If you don't wear brown and orange,
you don't matter.
That's right.
See y'all next week, Browns fans.
Peace, y'all.